Oh my god. I think it's safe to say I have a problem.
Hi everybody, my name is Helen and I have a book call for you. In total, I actually have 26 books, which is bad. Really bad. I don't normally go this crazy. Um I actually live in a dorm at a university and have to pay for my groceries on my own and stuff. So, I normally only buy one book a week. But I went to a whole lot of bargain shops and stuff and had some gifts for no reason, just friends from back home sending me books. let's get started. First off, I have Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. As you all know, this is the third book in the Hunger Games trilogy. I have not actually read this yet. I own The Hunger Games and Catching Fire, and I found this at a Value Village, and it's a very pretty edition. Unfortunately, it does not match my other editions, but I got this for $2, so I decided I would just rather have the complete series and finally be able to finish it, rather than wait until I had all three in large print, since that was how they were cheapest. So next I have The Confession by John Grisham. Hope I'm saying that right. I don't know much about it. My mom sent this to me in a care package because she thought I would like it. All I know is that there is an innocent man who's going to jail for a crime that the main character committed, and it's all about how he can save the guy in prison by going and, admitting to his crime, and whether or not he will do it. So, this is adult fiction, which I don't normally read, but I do like mystery and suspense. So, I'm gonna give it a shot, Mom. Next I have Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is the third book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. Suddenly wondering if that's actually what it's called. Doesn't... The Game of Thrones series. I do own Game of Thrones and the Clash of Kings, but I have not yet read them. But when I went into a used bookstore and found this book in mint condition for like $3, this is what I do. Next I have The Agency Body at the Tower by Y.S. Lee. I'm not really going to go into the synopsis of this one because it is a sequel, although I did not realize it was a sequel when I bought it. It is not marked anywhere that it is a sequel. And I originally bought it for a friend to be her Christmas present because it seems like the kind of thing she would like. Yeah, can't give it to her without the first one. So, I have this one tucked away for me to read in case I don't find the first one for her. If I do find the first one, then I'm sending them both out to her. But, this cover is so pretty. I don't know if you can tell, but the entire cover is, like, high definition beauty. So next I have The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Carman. This is book one in the Land of Elyon trilogy series? I don't really know. I picked this up in a secondhand store because artwork. And turns out it's an elementary school book, which was interesting. But it's so pretty that I had to pick it up, and it's a fantasy book, so it's kind of right up my alley. This book is about a girl named Alexa who goes to visit her father in like his old kind of cabin, and she's really excited to go and explore, and she finds out about this place that is called the Dark Hills, which all of the townspeople are afraid of. So I'm assuming that there's going to be adventure and fantasy worlds, and I am excited. Next, I have Dark Eyes by William Richter. I don't know much about this book other than the main character is running away and she doesn't remember who she is, but she has some kind of superpower. So it's supposed to be pretty cool. And I don't know if you can see that here, but the author of I Am Number 4 said that she is the toughest female protagonist since Lisbeth Salander from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So, really looking forward to this. If she's as badass as Lisbeth, then this is going to be a great book. Oh no. And I'd just like to say, look at that beautiful spine underneath the hardcover. It's actually a very plain book underneath the hardcover, but the spine is so pretty. Next I have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. As you can probably tell, it is pretty beaten up. This is one of my secondhand store buys. Again, for like $2. I read Delirium earlier this year and loved it. I'll put my review of Delirium in the down bar, in my pants, doobly-doo. Y'all know what I mean. And I don't actually know much about this other than it was her debut novel, and I am really excited to read more of her writing. So this next one is a little embarrassing. Model Land by Tyra Banks. America's Next Top Model is kind of my guilty pleasure TV show. I can't stop watching it. I want to say last season Tyra mentioned that she had a book, and I've wanted to read it for a long time. And when I went into my local bookstore, it was on sale for $5 in this beautiful hardcover. And it actually sounds really interesting. It's about this girl and two of her friends who have never thought they were very pretty, but they get picked to go to Model Land for a chance to become what is called Intoxibellas, which is basically our equivalent of a supermodel. And, you know, chaos, romance, the whole shebang. So I'm actually really excited to read it. So the next 3 books kind of go together. I was at Value Village and I found these kind of just thrown into the horror section, and I was so excited because it's like my favorite horror story of all time. I actually bought all of the Hannibal Lecter series, so Hannibal the Cannibal. And I have Red Dragon actually on my iPad to read, and they didn't have a copy, so I don't have a hard copy of Red Dragon, unfortunately. But I have The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. Like I said, this is from Value Village, so it's in very rough condition. There's writing on the pages. The pages are super, super yellow, but this was 25 cents. Yeah. I'm so excited. As all of these are sequels to Red Dragons, I will not go into the synopsis because I don't want to ruin the Hannibal Lecter magic for you, but the first one was amazing. And I'm so excited to read these. Like, you have no idea. Absolute favorite horror story of all time. Then I have the 3rd book in the series, and note that these all don't match at all. Like I said, I got them for really cheap at Value Village, so I was just kind of excited to have them all. They are going to look very ugly on my shelf when they're all kind of next to each other, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make for this series. Because this whopper of a hardcover is Hannibal by Thomas Harris. I got this book for free because Value Village has a thing where if you buy 4 books, you get the 5th one for free. And I got this book for free. It should have been $5, but the original price in Canada was $40. So I got a $40 original hardcover from the 70s for free. And I would just like to point out that this cover is beautiful. It's just Thomas Harris on the front in this beautiful, like, golden lettered script. And then it's like old-fashioned spine. Oh my god, I'm in love with this book. I am so in love with this book. And then I have the last book in the series, which I'm not as excited about because Thomas Harris had originally only wrote the 3 books, and Hollywood basically asked him to write a 4th book about Hannibal Lecter's, like, uprising, like how he became Hannibal the Cannibal. He kind of forced himself to write it, and I've heard that it's not as good as the other 3, so I'm worried about that, but I'm still gonna read it, and that is Hannibal Rising by Thomas Harris. So this is entirely about Hannibal growing up. He's a teenager, I believe, in this. I'm not really sure. But it's the first time that he kills someone and eats them, and how it kind of started this whole thing for him about being a cannibal. So I'm excited to hear Thomas Harris's version of how he became who he is, but I am scared to read it because I've heard the writing is lackluster. This one is in much better condition. It's only got 1 crease in the spine. The cover is in almost perfect condition. And again, this was 25 cents. I have this little book in here, The Night Before Christmas, written by Clement Seymour and illustrated by Jane Swift. My mom, again, sent this to me in the mail because she knows I like illustrations, and the artwork in this is beautiful. Like, I love children's books way too much. And there's also stickers, and I love stickers. Next I have Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake. I butchered that. I actually read this book because of the interest in it going around BookTube. Katrina from Little Book Owl rants and raves about this book. She loved it. And so did, I'm not sure if it was Jessie the Reader or Catty-tastic. I'll link all 3 of them in the thing down below. You know what I mean. So basically this is the story of a ghost hunter named Cass, who goes to Thunder Bay to get rid of Anna Dressed in Blood, but he finds out that everything is not as it seems. And, you know, romance and chaos. Beautiful things. I've actually already finished this book. I just finished it last night. Scared the pants off of me. At one specific point, I didn't want to sleep. I really didn't. It played on one of my basic fears, and it wasn't cool, but it's so good. Oh my goodness, so good. There is a 2nd book, and I plan to read it really soon, if I can find it, for a cheap price, because I have spent a lot of money this month on books, and I might not be spending very much next month. Next I have Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funk. This was one of my favorite books growing up. I read it in grade 6 or 7 as a book report, like self-directed book report. And I found this at Value Village for $3, and it is in perfect condition. There's like a little bump on the top of the spine there, and a little bit of scuffing in the corner, and a little like dent here, but everything else is in perfect condition. And this book is beautiful, and it has illustrations in it, and I'm pretty sure the spine has never been cracked on this because it's really hard to open. Either that or someone just like lit it like this the whole time, which is highly possible because that's probably how I will read it. I don't really remember much of this book, I just remember loving it, so I am excited to read it again. Next I have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now, I've heard amazing things about this book through both Little Book Owl and Catty-tastic, and it was actually written during NaNoWriMo, I think in 2011. But yeah, it basically follows like 3 different points of view and brings them all together about this circus that only actually happens at night, and it will appear and disappear as it pleases. It sounds really, really interesting. As you can probably tell from the dings and stuff on the cover, I did get this secondhand. Got it for $2. Yeah, I'm just really excited to read this one. So next I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I actually had a chance to buy this book like 2 years ago in hardcover for like $5, and I didn't because I didn't really know what it was about, and I was kind of thrown off by like this skeleton that you can see in the leg. And then I found out that it was actually a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella with cyborgs and aliens, and I really, really want to read it. This, and I think 3. There were 3 books. Anna Dressed in Blood was one of them. This one, and one more. They're the only ones I paid full price for, and I only paid $10 for them. So, yeah, still not that bad. But now I'm really excited to read this. Next, I have one of the Doctor Who novels. This one is called The Dalek Generation by Nicholas Briggs. I am a huge Doctor Who fan, and I have been for a couple years now. I've read a couple of the books before, and I actually really enjoyed them. And I think all of the ones I've read have been from Eleven's point of view. Or at least follow 11. I don't think I've read any with 10 or 9. I don't know if there even are any with 10 and 9. There has to be some with 10, right? I mean, David Tennant. I don't really know what this one is about. I'm assuming with Daleks, because, you know, the Dalek generation and Daleks. And it looks like it's from after the Angels Take Manhattan, because 11 is wearing his new outfit as opposed to his old one. So next I have I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zuzak. I am in love with The Book Thief. I finally read it this year in July, and I cried for like an hour while reading the last chapters, and then after I was done, I just couldn't stop crying. So basically, I love Marcus Zuzak's work, and this one is supposed to be just as good as the other one. It's basically about this kid who gets letters telling him to do certain things or pass on certain messages, so he becomes the messenger. So next I have Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier. I got this book on sale for like $3 from my local bookstore, and it is beautiful, and I love that the actual hardcover is red and that the spine has like the same kind of pattern as the front. Just, you know, little bookish details that make me... All I know about this book is that there's a family who can time travel, but the gene is only passed on to certain people, and the main character, I believe her name is Gwen, is not supposed to have this gene. It's supposed to be her cousin. So her family has spent a very long time making her cousin ready to have this ability to travel through time, and it ends up being Gwen. So other than the fact that there's time travel and stuff, I don't really know what to expect. So next I have The Demon Trapper's Daughter by Jana Oliver? I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher names. I know absolutely nothing about this book. Apparently it's about a girl named Riley. She's the only daughter of a demon trapper. So next I have Blood Sun by Rhiannon Hart. And I don't know much about this one. The main character's sister is getting married to like this prince, so they move somewhere. And the main character finds out that she has some sort of taste for blood, but apparently it's not your stereotypical vampire story. Okay, so next I have Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. This is the first book in the His Fair Assassin series. I don't know much about it, aside from this girl that gets thrown into a monastery and she's trained to be an assassin, and then she goes out and does assassin things. And next I have The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I am so behind on some series. I found this on sale and was really, really excited. I don't know much about it other than, I know there's chimeras, and I know there's love and romance and cuteness and world building. My friend Alyssa from Alyssa Boyd, I'll leave a link to her channel down below, rants and raves about this book. It's like her favorite book of all time, so I'm very excited to read it. Next I have The Catastrophic History of You and Me. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this book, other than it's about a girl who, when her boyfriend breaks up with her, she legitimately dies of a broken heart. So I'm actually really excited to see what will happen with this. And I don't know how well this will show up on my camera, but the cover is purple. Purple! So pretty. And finally, the book series I am probably furthest behind on, but I just read the first book actually earlier this month and I loved it, so I bought Insurgent in beautiful hardcover, and I got this for $11, and my local bookstore sells it for $20, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to continue on with the series, and I would just like to say, beautiful cover. And lastly, and I'm pretty sure this is a given for all booktubers this month because it just came out earlier this week, Allegiant by Veronica Roth, the third book in the Divergent trilogy. I'm so excited to read this. Again, the cover is beautiful, and once I'm done reading Insurgent, this will be the first book I pick up. Again, I got this for $11. Some stores are just beautiful things. But yes, that is it. Those are my 26 books. If you have read any of them, or there are specific books that you would like me to read first, then leave them in comments down below. And I will see you soon with a book review, probably, of Anna Dressed in Blood. I am not sure. Bye!